Earlier today, I saw a post, like an article somewhere online that was talking about fans of Rogue One suggesting that it was better than all three of the Star Wars movies that have come out in recent years. And I agreed with it. I actually reposted it and hashtag facts. I thought Rogue One was better than all three Star Wars movies that came out. Then I saw Mandalorian Season 2, season finale, The Rescue, and I will go so far as saying that that episode alone was better than all three Star Wars movies that have come out in the last few years. I'll even go further than that and say it's better than the three movies, episode 1, 2, and 3. That's the way I feel about it. I feel like balance has been restored to the Force. Balance has been restored to the OG Star Wars galaxy. And this is what we've been waiting for. Now, I don't typically do a lot of TV stuff here. You know, I've done like Fargo. I did do an episode of Mandalorian when this season opened up. I think it was episode 2 or 3, which was when shit really started to get good. And I was compelled to do an episode on Mandalorian and talk about it for a second. But I don't do every episode a review and put up an episode here on my channel about it. I might change my mind and start doing it more regularly because I'm really loving where this is going. And I know Disney's got a lot of plans for other characters and doing all sorts of things. And there's going to be a whole lot of spinoffs. Hopefully they don't screw that up. That could go really good or it can go really wrong. Just because they might get overzealous and get carried away, have too much on their plate. They may not have all the right people in place and things will just get sloppy. I hope that's not the case. I'm really optimistic here and I think things are looking good. So who knows? By season 3, Mandalorian, I might start doing regular episodes. And apparently we're going to get a Boba Fett thing too. So we'll see. I'm not going to run through the whole episode. Chances are you saw it. And I just want to give my thoughts on it and talk about the highlights and make a short video saying I'm fucking really thrilled and I was really impressed with it. So quick spoiler alert. The few things I may say if you've not seen that, which honestly, I can't imagine anybody going on YouTube and searching Mandalorian season 2 finale and watching videos on it if you haven't already seen it. I just can't imagine. But just in case you're one of those people, there's going to be spoiler alerts here. I'm not going to go through the whole show. I'm not going to discuss what happened. If you saw it, you saw it. I just want to share with you the way I feel. I was like little things for me really did it. Like the like Shuttle Tydirium. I love Shuttle Tydirium. But seeing when they go to attack Moff Gideon's, when they do set up that whole little fight with Slave One and the shuttle with with Bo-Katan and Casca aboard and Mando, and they got that plan to go into Moff Gideon's light cruiser. He kind of Moff Gideon senses what's going on, and he launches the TIE fighters. And seeing the TIE fighters launch like that, you never really saw them launch from like a launching bay or like some sort of deck or hangar. So I thought that was interesting to see that. And the fact that it looked like the Viper launching base from Battlestar Galactica, who's with me on this one, and with Katie Sackhoff being in this, of course, Starbuck, I just like that connection was made for me right away. I don't know if you guys saw that. And if you did, let me know in the comments below. And I'm sure the director and whoever did this episode, I should know that, right? But I'm sure they kind of matched that up as well. I thought that was really cool. So seeing that, because you never see TIE fighters really launch. You kind of usually see them just kind of coming out like flies or wasps from a nest. They come out from the Death Star. You just see like hordes of them coming out. My thoughts are thinking about Return of the Jedi when they all just kind of showed up out of nowhere. But yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought every moment in this episode felt the way you wanted to feel when we were watching the actual movies. It just, everything flowed and it felt good. And one thing, like you kind of felt like you were going around every corner and something was just going to be really, really good. The Dark Troopers, mad cool, whole lot of build up there, but essentially they turn out to be just as clunky and stupid as the regular stormtroopers and, you know, whatever. But they were definitely cool. The build up was there. I can't imagine, Mando must have had a headache after getting his head pounded like that into a wall. I mean, I know the steel protects him and everything, but still, he's got to have a concussion or something after that ass kicking he got by that one Dark Trooper. So then he throws them all out in airlock, whatever, and everything seems to be going well, and that was kind of cool. I thought seeing Moff Gideon with the Darksaber over Grogu like that was just kind of like, whoa, that's kind of like gangsta. That was, you know, and then he, you know, betrays him. He kind of fakes a little sympathy for him and kind of does that whole thing and then starts fighting with him. It was a really good fight. I thought that was a great fight. Perhaps it's just because the Darksaber, I think, is so goddamn cool looking. So it looked like it's just a really cool fight. And then this is where it just totally blew my mind. when the whole scene comes down to it to a head on the bridge, and Bo-Katan is there, and they're all in there, just like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, you see in the Dark Troopers made their way back in from the. Apparently, they don't die in space; they can sustain themselves in space. That's no problem for them. They make it back to the light cruiser, and they're about to kick the shit out of everybody. And Moff Gideon knows it; he's in custody at this point, and he knows, like, okay, you guys are all gonna die except for me. And it's interesting because the X-wing fighter comes in. And when the X-wing fighter comes in, you're just like, all right, who is this going to be? Like, what from whatever, because we saw X-wings in the last couple episodes. So you're just like, all right, there's probably some whatever. But then there's that buildup, and then you see the black robe, and you're just like, this is a Jedi. Like, whoa, who is this? And my mind started to spin, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, who is this? And you're thinking, and in the back of your mind, you're thinking, is that who I think it is? But you're not really sure. And then you see a black glove on one hand, and you're like, holy shit. And I'm thinking, even then, maybe it's just a Jedi who is paying homage to Luke Skywalker and wears one glove. It's like a Michael Jackson thing. Like, hey, it's cool. I wear one glove too, just like Luke Skywalker, right? Anyway, green saber comes out, the black glove, it's Luke Skywalker. And it's not even revealed until, we kind of knew. But then when he gets to the actual bridge and takes off the hood and we see the CGI young Skywalker face, that shit threw me for a second, just because the digital CGI is kind of creepy, but it looked good enough and it felt good enough. The moment felt good enough. Let's just say that. If the moment wasn't good and this wasn't written well and it didn't build up the right way, we would have not been so forgiving with the CGI. But I can forgive it because this episode kicked ass on every single level. Like I said, it was better. The half an hour that this show was better than all 3 Star Wars movies that came out in the last few years. Fight me on that one if you think I'm not telling the truth. Go ahead and let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on that. But anyway, yeah, I thought this episode was fantastic. The whole thing with Boba Fett being a Mandalorian, not being a Mandalorian, I'm a little confused by that just because I'm not somebody who studied every single Star Wars. I don't know everything about the canon. I didn't watch Clone Wars and Rebels, and I don't know every tiny detail about, I just knew that his father was Jango Fett. He's the guy who supplied all the clones. He kept one for himself. Jango was Mandalorian. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was interesting getting into that whole beef and that whole fight right there. And then whatever, they settled it. They didn't settle it. I don't know. He's getting his own show, so that's all good. The whole thing with the dark saber, with when Mando walked in and he's got Gideon in custody. He's got the dark saber, and Bo-Katan just looks at him like, "Oh no, you did not just take my kill." Like, she literally gave him that look. Like, did you put him in cuffs? Because now she knows that he's got the dark saber, so he's technically the one that's going to be like heir to the throne or whatever like that. So I thought that was interesting because I don't know anything about that dark saber history. I don't know how that whole thing works, but apparently you got to fight to earn it, and he's trying to give it back to her like, no, I don't want it. You keep it. And she's like, nah, it doesn't work that way. And Moff Gideon is like, no, you can't do it. So I thought that was cool. It's interesting because it sets things up for the future. You don't know if they're going to fight, how they're going to diplomatically work that out. I just don't know. But seeing Luke, seeing R2-D2, you're just like, whoa, this was everything that a true Star Wars fan could possibly think of and imagine. And they did such a great job. Kudos to the whole crew, to everybody working on this season of Mandalorian, from season 1, season 2, but especially this season and especially this episode. Perfection, absolute perfection. I'm just looking at my notes because I don't think there's anything else I need to talk about. I mean, seeing Mando sort of like break down, pull off his helmet, and say goodbye to the kid was touching. Let's be honest. I mean, come on, there were some eyes that were watering. All right, it was just you're like, whoa, and then he gives him the Luke, and it was interesting. I thought it was interesting seeing Luke hold a young Yoda type. Like, that was kind of like interesting, because Yoda was like 900 when he trained Luke and everything. And it was like that kind of thing. Like, he's the master, he's the older guy, and Luke is the kid. And now in this episode, Luke has a younger, a little Yoda type in his arms. I just thought that was funny. I don't know if anyone else picked up on that, but I thought that was funny. Anyway, it was a really fantastic episode. I think on every single level, I was not disappointed. I'm looking forward to season 3. I'm looking forward to the other episodes, the other shows they're going to do with Ahsoka Tano and with Bo-Katan, and where this is going to go in Boba Fett. Oh, the post credits with Boba Fett, that was weird. Boba Fett showing up to Jabba's old palace, and Bib Fortuna's sitting there on Jabba's spot. He's got the girl still chained up, and he's kind of acting like he's the new gangsta pimp man of the court, and it just seemed kind of weird. And then Boba blasts him, and then winds up taking the throne. Kind of like Boba was like, I always wanted this chair. I always wanted this chair. I knew one day I would get it. So now, I don't know, Boba's going to take over. He's going to lead the Hutts or something. I don't know. Anyway, seemed interesting, seemed cool. The entire episode was fantastic. If you haven't seen it, I can't imagine why you're watching this. But if you haven't seen it, I'm going to watch it again and again and again and again. That's it for me on Film Fan. I'll catch you on the next episode. It'll be either television or film, one or the other. I don't know. I might start doing more TV, like I said. So anyway, till then, as far as movies go, TV shows go, same thing. If something's 25 years old, 15 years old, 10 years old, it really doesn't make a difference. If you've never seen it, never started watching a series on television, never caught a sitcom back in the day, you know nothing about it. If you start watching it right now, it's brand new to you. So go ahead and lose yourself in the movies, find yourself in the movies, love the movies and TV, and I'll see you in the next Film Fan.